Hello everyone, welcome back. So this time we're gonna take a look at the post World Update 6. This time I've managed to update to World Update 6. So there's Germany, Switzerland and Austria, I think, in the scenery. But I want to see the effect of the new World Update 6 fixes, because last time it's very poor kind of frame rate or details resolutions in the scenery. So let's take a look inside this new update. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the developer tool so I can show you the FPS. My hardware is using AMD 5950X and RTX 3080. Okay, so we're gonna depart from the JFK, or John F. Kennedy International Airport near New York. So we're gonna take a look at New York. So there's a nice view, nice thing happening here on post World Update 6. As you can see, this is daylight, but if we change to night times, it's no longer kind of washy. There's a lot of details here, so you can see as is in the daylight. So previously I think it's becoming you lost the details here. Okay, so now you can see the detail of the city and the maps as is in the daylight. So this is very nice. I just found out when I was trying to do a time change. So let's put it in the evening time. Oh, sorry, not late afternoon time, so we can have a kind of more dramatic lighting. And let's go flying now, and let's see how it looks. Okay, so now we are in the cockpit of Cessna 208 Grand Caravan, and it's a bit dark here because we are late afternoon, and we're gonna see how it looks with the World Sim Update 6. And you see the frame rate is hovering around 30 something, almost 40 something, and sometimes 20, but overall it's okay. So let's take a look at my setting. I'm putting everything in ultra. As you can see, there's a new setting there. It's off-screen terrain pre-caching setting. That is also on ultra. I think that's also the pre-rendering features on the scenery. So if you take a look at the left, right, move your head, it doesn't kind of create a very nasty pop in, or scenery is kind of popping out when you get closer. I think there's some still. I've checked in Gran Canaria, scenery is still there, but it's less today after World Update 6. So okay, so everything is on ultra, so very nice. I can still get 30 something, 40 something, sometimes dip into a bit lower 30, but rarely, and some stuttering, I think due to loading of the scenery. Okay, so let's go back. Yeah, I think that's most of it. I think the setting has kind of you can take a look at the frame rates. It's pretty stable, and hopefully it gives you a bit of the kind of idea on what's the improvement, and while they giving us back the detail, I hope. Okay, so let's go flying. What else? I think, yeah, that's most of it. Let's go back. Nope. Go back. Okay, so let's start. Right. Oh, I'm putting my mixtures off, so I need to restart the engine now. Sorry. Okay, let's restart engines. On, start, mission on. Okay, later on. Okay, it's going up again. Engine is ramping up. ITT is ramping up. Okay. Let's put some autopilot settings. So I'm going to put some hitting bugs, and yep, hitting. Sorry, I need to move my head. I'm using Track IR, by the way, so it's a bit more helpful in terms of trying to see around the aircraft like you are using VR. At least it's not as good as VR, but it's a compromise because you wanna get a very high resolution in 4K. So let's put some mixtures in. Okay, so mixture in, and proper. So still hovering at 40 frames per second. Really nice. This is a default airport anyway, not the add-on, so probably a bit kind of like not too heavy in terms of hitting your FPS. Okay, so let's put some autopilots hitting. Set the altitudes already. 1500 feet, so we're gonna apply 1500 feet using autopilot, so at least it gives us a bit more stable platform when we see around the city. Okay, so we're gonna drive or fly actually using heading bump. Okay, so I'm gonna set the altitude also, so when we hit the AP or autopilot, it will set the altitudes to 1500, and we just set the vertical speeds. Okay, so let's start the takeoff. It's full throttle. Okay, I think around 60 we're gonna be able to get a positive climb already. Yep. Okay, gonna set autopilot soon. Yep, autopilot on, and let's put the vertical speed to climb, so it will try to get into 1500 feet. I'm supposed to fly straight first, but hey, this is just a joy flight. So there they are. That's New York downtown. So from here, you can see it's a nice view, nice lighting. Based on the quick look, the details far away from us is still pretty good. As you can see, there's no kind of washy details from the previous SIM update 5. So I think in general, I think it's supposed to be good. And previously in SIM update 5, sometimes you get the object or the building, for example, is not kind of having an ultra or even the very details textures and rendering, right? So I think, I don't know why, kind of like it is related to the. So here we are, so we can take a look at the passenger seat. Very nice details, even far away from our aircraft you can see a lot of details far away. Yeah, initially in post SIM update 5, the houses down there are kind of like becoming a very kind of like not very good looking. Okay, so it's very low poly kind of thing. So this one is still good, and you can see from the co-pilot seat, and I don't know why it's coming like 27, 28 kind of frame per second suddenly. Not sure what happens there. It's very kind of taxing sitting in the co-pilot seat. Let's see on the pilot seat. Funny thing is, from the pilot seat you get 40 frames per second, 29. So it's very high here. I don't know what happened when we sit to co-pilot seat. So co-pilot seat still going back 28 something.
Kennedy Tower Canary 400, frequency change.
So unfortunately, putting the ATC window or pushback window into the second monitors costs you a lot of drop frame per second. So I think you're stuck with the ATC window just in the main monitors, unfortunately. Okay, so here we are, kind of looking good so far. We're gonna see the Liberty statue first in the bay over there, and then we take a left turn or going back to downtown to see the buildings. Okay, so far so good, but now I'm sitting in the normal position with 24 frames per second. Very low, I don't know why. It's still far away from downtown and I get a very low frame rate. So previously I get quite a high frame rate though when I kind of look to the left. Now it's kind of take a hit. Okay, so if I see here it's still low, something is wrong. Not sure what happens. Now it's going back to 40 again. Strange. So if you look kind of sitting in the pilot seat and looking to the left side, it's coming up into 40. I guess you don't get the multifunction display kind of hit, but now I'm looking back normal, still 40 something. So that is very strange. So let's look normal again, it's still 40. So I don't know what happened just now, and previously I get below 30 frames per second. So if you know something about it, you can give comments below, but I don't know what happens. Now looking forward, I still get 40, initially I get 20 something. Okay, so that's very odd, but overall still very good. So it's above 30. I'm using a TV monitor with 60 Hz frame per second refresh rate, so it can goes up until 60, I guess, including in my NVIDIA setting. It's maximum 60 Hz refresh rate, or at least 60 frame per second. Okay, so there's downtown, you can see, very nice. It's very smooth. The movement is still pretty smooth, and the lighting is also very nice. Late afternoon. Okay, so that is the Statue of Liberty. I'm not too familiar with the New York area. I haven't really studied it, so I'm not from US base, so I'm not really familiar with the area, so bear with me. I might not be able to explain what's the building name or what kind of area is this. So yeah, so just trying to see the scenery here, and let's see, take a look around. Let's take a look from passenger seat here, and take a look from the window from Tracker IR. Very nice effect. As you can see, there's a lot of detail down there. Very nice looking area. On the right side you can see the downtown of New York over there, the island. Kind of an island, I guess. This is in the middle. And we are going to see Statue of Liberty down there. So I think we have to take a bit on the left side and try to turn right, I guess. Okay, let's turn right. Okay, that's it. So that is the Statue of Liberty, very detailed down there. Nice, you can see the details. I'm flying at 1500 feet, so 1500 feet in my opinion is kind of sweet spot, where below 1500 feet you kind of get, you can see the kind of poor textures, I guess, not too detailed, but above 1500 feet you kind of losing some details, I guess, to see the ground. So to me 1500 feet is kind of like a sweet spot, and yeah, it's quite nice. So usually I set my autopilot auto altitude hold at 1500 feet, and I can just fly around using the heading bug, using the Cessna 208 or Crafter X. Similarly, I can just set the altitude and then using the heading bug. So let's go to downtown now. So we are entering the area. Here you can see the frame per second is dropping off below even 30. So it's very heavy here. There's a lot of object to render, but it's still pretty smooth, not stuttery. So it's pretty usable if you want to do VFR and then you don't want to kind of take a compromise in the quality. So passenger seat around 30 without seeing the MFP or multifunction display on the garment. I think it helps a bit to reduce the load. So to see around, you can take a passenger seat and trying to fly from using the heading bug. So down there you can see there's a lot of details over there. Very nice. There's amazing view down there. Wow, that's very nice. And the lighting also, I think either morning or afternoon is very nice. It gives you a bit of shadow, kind of putting a bit more weight into the object, I guess. That's very nice. This is kind of a nice view, and mostly you can see here is the add-on, the building from the add-on. The color is the rendered color, the texture is pretty close to the real one. If you use the default one, it's also nice, but the color of the building is usually either green, tinted green, or it's, the texture color is a bit off from the photogrammetry. I think they put some building too in the default, but not as many as the some scene. So sorry guys, I forgot to tell you, I'm using some scene add-on for New York, so it's not the default add-on. So this one is using some scene for New York, using also some scene 3D for Hong Kong cityscape. So they produce a very nice add-on. So this add-on is a must-have. If you want to fly VFR in big city like New York, you can see a lot of building details and very nice view of the cityscape. Okay, so you can see also this area, if you see the building, are green tinted color. Okay, so that is photogrammetry building, not an add-on, definitely. That is the looks before the add-on, also the building. If the ASOBO didn't give us kind of new models. So here with some scene, I think they add more building, custom made building. So it's very nice. So down there's a pier, that brown color building also. That definitely an add-on, or I don't know. Sometimes the default also have a good color, the proper color, if they put the ASOBO did special add-on. But many buildings are green tinted color. That's the central station, railway station, I guess. Is that a football field? I think so. Or what? Not familiar with it. There's a pier down there, boat pier, or ferry pier. There's another part of the downtown area. Okay, from outside you can see also it's quite nice. Frame rate is still the same, but I kind of like seeing from the passenger seat rather than from outside. Like you really like you flying, rather than using external view. Something you can change the view from left side passenger seat or right side passenger seat, so it's very nice. So that is also green tinted color building, so it must be photogrammetry building. Okay, so that is Central Park. It's one of the big park in New York. largest park, I guess, inside the city. Some big ponds there over there. There's some old building over there. I think that's photogrammetry or default one. Nice textures down there. Nice tree also. Hey, by the way, I also have Bijan tree, so I think I'm gonna fly again New York during the fall season, so that will be very nice. So there will be orange color, brown color kind of tree textures, giving a very interesting scenery. So we'll get back to New York someday later, okay? Using Bijan 3D tree and fall season, and I think Bijan has updated versions to 6.10 recently. I think he kind of quite frequently updating the add-on. That's a very odd looking bridge. That's not rendered properly. Here, yeah, there's another view on the city. Very nice lighting in the late afternoon, and we are going to take a look soon into the nighttime. Okay, so we're gonna take a look on the nighttime. They said that nighttime have bugs where the light is floating above the ground. So we'll see if it's happening here in New York. And there's a golden colored bridge. Things quite ready properly, and we can see far away. You can see it's very nice detail. So it's not. I think it's going back into pre-Sim Update 5 on details. In my opinion, it should be okay. So let's go to the nighttime. So we change to quite a dark. So let's see if there's a floating light here in New York. Okay, I think that should be enough. Let's close the screen first. Okay. Wow, I got below 30 frames per second. So it's pretty heavy on a nice scenery. So, but it is very nice. So, fortunately, in New York, there's no floating light. That's what the other YouTuber found. So the light is still on the ground. Light lit up pretty nicely in the night. So there's a half moon or kind of crescent moon over there in the sky far away. It's very nice scenery. What else? I think, yeah, it's very nice. No, that's not a crescent moon. I think there's some scratch in the window, in the windshield. Anyway, it's quite nice. So the light is really nice from passenger seat. You can see the details down there. Oh, there's some stutter. Wow, it's heavy. It's GPU bound definitely, and GPU is struggling for the nighttime. Even below 20 now. Wow, it's very heavy. My hardware cannot provide enough power. I think we need to upgrade it to RTX 4 series, I guess, to be able to harness very nice frame rate above 30 something. That's just above 30 something or 40 frames per second using RTX 40 series. Okay, so this is from one side. You can see very nice view. What else? Yeah, it's really nice. But I get a very bad frame rate below 20. It's still okay. You can sacrifice a bit on the frame rate to see a very beautiful kind of nightscape. I wonder if I can turn down the setting into high end, and let's see if we can gain back a bit of the speed. But I think here, yes, let's do that. Let's change to high end, okay, and let's see. Okay, it's going back to 20 something think it's going up again. Okay, 30. Yeah, so it's going back to average frame rate on the daylight, but using high-end setting. So if you kind of like using RTX 3080 and even using 16 core like me, like ultra is a bit off right now. If you want to have really smooth experience on the nightscape, I think you put a high end, or you tone down a bit on other settings, because you don't need grass here, tree, you cannot see them. You can tone down them back to high end or even medium, doesn't matter, but object and other you can put it high. I think high end is pretty okay, and give you a bit of a good frame rate back to you. So back to around 30 something, 40 something, that is your average on the daylight time. Okay, so okay, I think that's pretty nice. You can see far away the lighting is stretched to far away distance, and pretty details, very nice scenery. Yeah, that's also very nice lighting down there in the street, and the building is lighted up okay, not so good but okay. I think not so bright anyways, probably unrealistic. I haven't got to see the main tourist spots, you know, where all the New York Central, where do you have those advertising board, media, kind of like tourist spot in New York. So I haven't been able to go there yet, but we'll do that later. Okay, just this time it's just going to see if World Update 6 has brought us back the details, which is, I think, in my opinion, they do, and that's good. And I think it's really nice, and you can now enjoy the details again while getting the quite a good frame rate. I think before Sim Update 5 it's going to be a struggle. Like in the scenery, I think in the high end probably around 20 something or 30 something, very low 30, and that kind of push you into the limits already. But here, using high end, you get almost 38, 40 frames per second, and it's very nice. Almost hit the building over there. So I think that's all for today. I just want to give you a bit on the kind of take a look, and I think if you put it in daylight mode, you can go back into ultra again. So let's do that. Let's set again. Let's say daylight 1. Okay, so it's too early. Yes, early morning, so very nice lighting also from the right side. And you go back to ultra, you can still kind of get around 30 something, 40 something. So yeah, in the daylight, I think ultra is okay in my setting, on the hardware setting. So I think let's make it even later in the day. So that's noon, almost noon. So yeah, I mean daylight give you about 30 to do, so almost 40 sometimes. So it's pretty nice kind of conditions. Okay, so I think that's it. So we're gonna go back. I think we're gonna try to land in LaGuardia in front of us over there. So you can see all the World Update 6 that we have set, that they gave us already, the detail back, and while we also enjoy a kind of decent or good frame rate, and depending on your setting. Okay, so we're trying to land in LaGuardia here, but I won't go all the way in the video, just to show you a bit on the setting, my hardware. Again, I have the 5950X RTX 3080, and I can get quite a decent frame rate, around 30 above, 30 frame rate frame per second in flight sim is already good enough in most of the occasion. I think the important thing also the delay, the time kind of delay. I think it's hovering around 20 something, low 20, so it's okay. I think below 20 would be much better, around 16 or 18 something millisecond. That would be even better. So in general, I think I could say the detail is back, hopefully. I need to test other city, other scenery though, but in New York is one of the heaviest, I guess. I'm using add-on already from Subseat, not the default one, so it's really loading the hardware already, and still we can get a pretty good kind of result for VFR. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed the video and you can get some idea on what's the World Update 6 brought us back, some of the performance and the setting. Later we're probably gonna visit Germany, Switzerland, and other part of the Europe that they have brought in the World Update 6. Okay, so we're gonna land here in Korea, and I'm going to end the video.
3400 contact ground on 131.375.
See you around, and see you in the next flight. Okay.